We need a real person who embodies America's greatest values. We need someone to inspire us again. Someone who can be a symbol for all of us. So, on behalf of the Department of Defense and our Commander-in-Chief, it is with great honor that we announce here today that the United States of America has a new hero. Join me in welcoming your new Captain America.
Let's talk about a man. Not the man, not a perfect man, but a man nonetheless. John F. Walker, played by Wyatt Russell, born and bred in Custer's Grove, Georgia, a decorated war hero, a government pawn, America's contingency plan. One of the most fascinating characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and quite possibly in all of fiction. Yes, I said it, and no, I will not walk it back. John Walker is not just a character, he's a statement. When Sam Wilson declined the shield, the US government saw a vacuum, a symbolless America, a hole in the chest of a country already bleeding credibility. So they picked a soldier. The best one they had, a man who had medals for days and a resume soaked in obedience. They picked John F. Walker. And so begins what should have been a triumphant tale of patriotism and rebirth. Instead, what we got was something else, something darker, something real. Because unlike Steve Rogers, who was chosen because he was a good man, John Walker was chosen because he was a good soldier, a perfect soldier. There's a difference. And that is the first crack in the legacy. John never wanted to be Steve. He said it outright.
I'm just trying to be the best Captain America I can be. That's it.
Let that line sit. That's not mimicry. That's intent. That's purpose. But more importantly, that's pressure. The kind of pressure that turns coal into diamonds, or just shatters it entirely. John tries. He tries so hard. And in his trying, we see the flaws that make him human. He listens, he defers, he attempts peace, he wants to understand. But make no mistake, he is not Steve Rogers. Not because he's worse, but because he's real. You see, Steve was mythic, ethereal, built from a 1940s morality and projected through a lens of idealism. Walker, he's modern, burdened by bureaucracy, scarred by war, trained to follow orders without question. And when grief hits him, it breaks him. Here is where things fracture. Walker watches his best friend die in a dirty warehouse, far from any parade or a podium, and something in him snaps. The soldier becomes the weapon, not because he wants to be, but because he's been trained to. His world is now black and white, and the man responsible? He makes him pay. When he brings that shield down and blood splatters across it, that's not just a murder. That is a manifesto. He has stained the legacy, not symbolically, literally. But now we ask, was he ever meant to carry it? After what he did, the public turns. The government disowns him, but through all of it, he never once claimed he did the wrong thing, because to him he didn't. He followed the mission and he avenged his friend. He acted how soldiers are taught to act. But the world doesn't want that. And therein lies the genius of the writing. Wyatt Russell doesn't play Walker, he becomes him. The twitches, the fake smile, the trembling rage behind the eyes. This isn't cosplay, it's a man duct taped together by discipline and denial. He's unraveling in real time and you feel for him. You're supposed to hate him. A lot of you did hate him. But deep down, you can't. Because he never lies. He never pretends to be more than what he is. And when he finally does break, he does it with terrifying honesty.
Now this is more like it.
Now let's talk redemption, or more accurately, the attempt at it. Walker doesn't get a clean arc. He's not forgiven. No child hugs him. No crowd applauds. And that's precisely why his return in Thunderbolts is so satisfying. He's not a new man. He's not reformed. He's not a reformed villain. He's a continuation. The same Walker, just adjusted. He knows who he is now. He knows what he's done. And more importantly, he's still here. He's not leading parades, he's in the dirt, still on the leash, still trying to do the right thing in a world that made it impossible the first time. And in the MCU, to its immense credit, didn't screw that up. They didn't flatten him into a stereotype, they didn't hand-wave the past, they kept him complicated. He isn't a hero, he isn't a villain, he's something else. A mirror. A reflection of what happens when you push someone past their limit, tell them to be perfect, and then punish them for breaking. Thunderbolts didn't give him a bow tie ending, it gave him space. Space to act, space to struggle, space to continue. And in fiction, that's rare these days. So no, he's not Steve, but he was never supposed to be. And they did him right.